The fourth lesson in the character development unit is called My Story. It took 1.5 periods. So the first was a half period, about 20 minutes, followed by a full period of 45 minutes. We started with a bit of a review, and we said, in the previous session, we talked about good character traits and behaviors that go along with good character, what it means to be a good person, and what it takes to be admired. We did some personal reflecting on these themes and some group brainstorming and activities. In the personal reflections, we thought about how we understand ourselves as well as how we think other people might think about us. And in the group work, we had opportunities to practice behaviors of good character. Then we told the students that they will use all of these ideas and skills in this lesson. The task is for each student to think of a story they want to tell about themselves, something that demonstrates their character or a character trait they identify with. It can be about a trait they work to develop, like patience, a trait that is natural or comes easily to them, like courage, or a trait they still want to develop, like being more open-minded. And we encourage them to look through their folder at their reflections from previous lessons for ideas. For homework, they would plan out their story, but they would not write it because they were going to tell it, not read it. So they can prepare some jot notes to refer to. We prepared a worksheet with instructions and room for these notes so that caregivers might provide some help at home. The stories would be shared in talking circles, so we introduced the concept explaining that talking circles, or sharing circles as they're sometimes called, comes from the oral or spoken traditions of Indigenous peoples. In Canada, that's First Nations, Inuit, and Métis communities. We showed a video called Talking Circle, which outlined the values and the protocol of such circles. You will need a talking stick or something that can be used in this way for every circle. We had some students volunteer to make them, which was a fun touch. And then this ended the first session. We began the next session with a review of the values and rules of talking circles. The students took turns reading aloud as each was revealed. Everyone is equal. Everyone is connected in a community. Everyone can look into the eyes of everyone else. Participants pass around a talking stick to take turns speaking. Only the person with the stick may speak. Those who don't have the talking stick are responsible for listening deeply and with respect. In an attempt to keep all the dots connected, we asked what character traits these relate to. And the answer, of course, is respect, consideration, sensitivity, inclusiveness, compassion, and kindness. We keep these values and rules posted in case we need to refer to them during the sharing. Then we divided the students into groups of 7 to 8. Each group was given a talking stick. One student was chosen to begin, and they actually took the stick. After their story was shared, they could accept comments and questions from the group. And when the comments were done, the stick was passed to the person on the left and the process repeated. This session and Lesson 4 were completed once everyone had shared. See the next video on this playlist for Lesson 5.